Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark's holiday in Europe might be more than just a break from basketball. It could be the beginning of something much bigger. While she's publicly said her trip is all about rest and relaxation, rumors are swirling that Clark may be using this time to explore potential deals with European clubs. Could this so-called vacation turn into a permanent move overseas? Though nothing has been confirmed, speculation is growing that Europe's top leagues might be trying to lure Clark away from the WNBA. Let's dive into the details and explore whether Caitlin Clark's European getaway is a sign of things to come. Caitlin Clark has taken a well-deserved break after a record-breaking rookie season in the WNBA, and she's chosen to spend her time off in Europe. On the surface, it looks like a relaxing holiday filled with sightseeing and golf. Clark has even joked about becoming a professional golfer during the off-season.
I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to do the next day. So maybe play some golf. I think that's what I'm going to do until it gets too cold in Indiana. So I got that. I'll become a professional golfer.
But behind the scenes, whispers are growing that Clark may be in discussions with European basketball clubs during her trip. Clark has been vocal about her love for golf, and she's made it clear that she's taking a break from basketball for now.
It's going to be nice, though, I think, getting out of the spotlight and just getting to live my life and do things that I want to do and, not have to sit and I love talking to all of you, but it's going to be nice to not have to sit in front of a microphone, multiple times a week. I really appreciate all of you, but it will be nice to kind of get away and relax for a little bit. And I appreciate everything you all do as well, so I thank you.
However, with the financial incentives and more favorable playing conditions that European leagues offer, it's no wonder people are speculating about a potential move overseas. European basketball is known for its more finesse-focused, less physical style, which many believe suits Clark's game far better than the rough-and-tumble WNBA. Add to that the fact that European clubs offer significantly higher salaries than the WNBA, and the rumors start to sound more plausible. Although Caitlin Clark has publicly stated she won't be playing in Europe this offseason, the timing of her trip has raised eyebrows. Could she be quietly exploring her options, meeting with top European teams while she's on vacation? The speculation is already swirling, with some fans and analysts wondering if Clark is considering a move that could shake up the basketball world. There's no denying that European leagues pay more than the WNBA. For a star like Clark, who is already one of the most marketable players in women's basketball, the allure of a more substantial paycheck could be hard to resist. Spain, Italy, and France are just a few countries with competitive basketball leagues that offer top-tier contracts, and Clark's shooting skills and finesse could make her a perfect fit for the European game. If Clark were to make the jump, she'd join the ranks of WNBA players who have gone overseas for financial reasons, including some of the biggest names in the sport. The financial boost, combined with the opportunity to dominate in a league that plays to her strengths, could be enough to convince Clark to stay in Europe longer than just a holiday. While Clark's official stance is that she's just enjoying her time off, many can't help but wonder if her trip to Europe is more than just sightseeing. It wouldn't be the first time an athlete used a vacation as a cover for negotiations. If Clark is in talks with European clubs, it would make perfect sense to do so quietly, especially before any official decisions are made. Could she be testing the waters, seeing what offers are on the table before making a major announcement? European teams, particularly in Spain's Liga Femenina or Italy's Serie A, would undoubtedly be eager to sign a talent like Clark. Clubs like Real Madrid or Virtus Bologna could offer her a platform to shine on a global stage while also providing her with financial security that the WNBA can't currently match. And with the rise of new leagues like the Breanna Stewart-backed Unrivaled League, Clark has options beyond the WNBA that could elevate her career to new heights. The big question now is whether Clark will stick with the WNBA or explore the lucrative opportunities abroad. She's been a dominant force in her rookie season with the Indiana Fever, setting records and drawing massive crowds. But the WNBA's physicality and lower salaries have left some wondering if it's the right environment for a player like Clark. European basketball offers not just higher pay, but a style of play that seems tailor-made for Clark's strengths: finesse, shooting, and playmaking. If she chooses to stay in Europe, She could build her global brand while avoiding the wear and tear that comes with the WNBA's grueling physicality. And let's not forget the timing of this trip. Clark is at the peak of her career, with endless options in front of her. A move to Europe wouldn't just be a smart financial decision. It could cement her status as a global basketball star. As the WNBA faces increased competition from overseas leagues, could Clark be the next big name to make the jump? It's not uncommon for top athletes to keep their next moves under wraps until everything is finalized. Caitlin Clark has played it cool, talking about golf and relaxation. But the reality is that she holds all the cards. If European clubs are making offers during her so-called holiday, she's in the perfect position to make a power move. And if she does decide to leave the WNBA, it could send shockwaves through the league. Imagine the headlines. Caitlin Clark leaves the WNBA for Europe. It would be a massive shift, not just for Clark, but for the league as a whole. The WNBA has been heavily promoting her as one of the faces of the future. But if Europe comes calling with bigger paychecks and a more suitable playing style, could the WNBA risk losing its brightest star? Caitlin Clark's European holiday might be more than just a break from basketball. It could be the beginning of a major career shift, with rumors swirling about potential negotiations with European clubs. Fans are left wondering, is Clark on the verge of making a move that could change the landscape of women's basketball forever? Stay tuned, because whatever happens next, it's sure to be a game changer for Caitlin Clark and the basketball world.
It's going to be nice, though. I think getting out of the spotlight and just getting to live my life and do things that I want to do, and not have to sit and I love talking to all of you, but it's going to be nice to not have to sit in front of a microphone, multiple times a week. I really appreciate all of you, but it will be nice to kind of get away and relax for a little bit. And I appreciate everything you all do as well, so I thank you.
You got me down again.
Caitlin Clark's potential departure from the WNBA to play in Europe has shocked fans and analysts alike. While her frustration with the league's physicality and officiating has been well documented, a deeper factor may be at play: the rising racial tensions within the league, specifically tied to Alyssa Thomas's recent accusations. Could this racial controversy be the final push for Clark to explore opportunities overseas? Clark's rookie season was undeniably electric, with her breaking records, lifting the Indiana Fever out of irrelevance, and propelling the WNBA into the spotlight. However, this meteoric rise came at a cost. From facing brutal physical defense to controversial no-calls, like Dijanai Carrington's infamous eye poke, Clark has felt unprotected by the league's officiating. "I feel like I'm getting hammered, and opponents get away with things that other players don't," she said in an interview after the Fever's heartbreaking playoff exit.
Yeah, I think just being competitive is who I am. It's what I've done my whole career. I think at times there's ways I can probably channel it a little bit better, but that's just basketball at the end of the day. That's never gonna change. I'm never gonna lose that. I feel like I'm getting hammered. I don't know. I appreciate Christy getting the tech too.
While the physical toll alone was draining, it's becoming evident that the environment in the WNBA, beyond the court, has been a growing source of frustration for Clark. And nothing exemplifies this more than the recent racial controversy stirred by Alyssa Thomas. After the Fever's playoff elimination, Alyssa Thomas took the stage not to discuss her team's win, but to accuse Caitlin Clark's fan base of racism. Thomas claimed that in her 11-year career, she had never experienced such vitriol, implying that Clark's sudden rise to stardom is somehow tied to racial bias.
Honestly, it's been a lot of nonsense. I think in my 11-year career, I've never experienced the racial comments from the Indiana Fever fan base. We had her face on a serious matter that happened in this world, and it's unacceptable, honestly. And there's no place for it. And
Thomas stated, indirectly linking Clark's popularity to her predominantly white fan base. This wasn't just a comment on trolls or online hate. It was an accusation that essentially targeted the league's new fan base, many of whom had started watching because of Clark's presence. Thomas painted a picture that Clark's success and the attention she received were products of race rather than talent. For Clark, this must have felt like the ultimate slap in the face. After working tirelessly to prove herself on the court, she now found herself at the center of a racial debate she never asked for. It's not difficult to see how this racial narrative, combined with the physical play she's endured, may have been the final straw for Clark. While she's been the face of the WNBA's growth, she's also become its most controversial figure, largely due to factors beyond her control. From Alyssa Thomas's public accusations to other players using racial tensions to stir controversy, Clark is caught in a political and racial firestorm that could be pushing her to leave the league altogether. In her press conference, Clark didn't directly address the racial allegations, but she made it clear she's had enough. "I need a reset. I need to get away from all of this," she said. Many speculate that this reset could involve a move to Europe, where she could focus on her game without the external pressures that have consumed her WNBA experience.
Basketball was something I absolutely loved to do, but there was a lot of other things I had to have done in my life, whether it was school, whether it was, emptying the dishwasher or taking out the trash. I had chores, it stunk. I think it'll definitely be a little bit of an adjustment period for myself, not really, having to do that so much. I woke up yesterday, I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna really do. So it's gonna be nice though. I think getting out of the spotlight and just getting to live my life and do things that I wanna do and, not have to sit and I love talking to all of you, but it's gonna be nice to not have to sit in front of a microphone.
Europe could offer Clark the chance to play in a league with a different focus and potentially a more balanced environment, free from the racial tensions that have started to define her WNBA journey. Clark's possible move to Europe isn't just a personal decision, it's a potential disaster for the WNBA. Since joining the league, Clark has transformed the Fever into a money-making machine. Attendance for Indiana games skyrocketed by 400%, ticket sales surged by 60%, and her jersey became the top seller in league history. Her games drew millions of viewers, eclipsing even matchups featuring other WNBA stars like Breanna Stewart and Aja Wilson. Clark wasn't just a player, she was the league's main attraction. Losing her would be a financial and public relations nightmare for the WNBA. With Clark considering an exit, the league is staring down the barrel of losing its biggest draw and, potentially, its new fan base. But beyond the economic impact, Clark's departure would expose the deep issues that have been festering within the WNBA: race, politics, and the struggle for equality within a league that has long prided itself on inclusivity. Clark leaving the WNBA would be a signal that the league isn't ready to protect and nurture its top talent. It could also set a dangerous precedent for other players who feel unsupported or unfairly targeted. If the WNBA can't resolve the tension brewing within its ranks, more players may begin to look elsewhere. But for now, all eyes are on Clark. Will she pack her bags and head to Europe? If she does, it won't just be a career shift. It will be a turning point for the WNBA. What do you think? Is Caitlin Clark justified in considering a move to Europe? Let me know in the comments below.
And your 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year is none other than Caitlin Clark. Caitlin, congrats. For you to do what you did this past season with all the crazy expectations you had coming out of college, you were better than advertised.
Caitlin Clark is shaking up the WNBA in ways no one could have predicted, breaking records and dominating the court like no rookie before her. But here's the twist. It's not just WNBA fans taking notice. Some of the biggest stars in the NBA are praising her game, and even they're in awe of her impact. From Victor Wembanyama to Luka Doncic, these NBA legends are all in on the Caitlin Clark hype. But not everyone's thrilled. Some WNBA insiders are throwing shade, raising the question, how far can Caitlin Clark go when even her own league has its doubts? Let's dive in and see how the basketball world is reacting to her meteoric rise. Caitlin Clark isn't just making history, she's rewriting the WNBA record books. She averaged 19.2 points per game during the 2024 season, along with 5.7 rebounds and a league-leading 8.4 assists per game, making her the clear frontrunner for Rookie of the Year. Her 337 assists set a WNBA single-season record, and her ability to orchestrate the offense was unparalleled. Clark didn't stop there. She also knocked down 122 three-pointers, breaking the rookie record for most made threes in a season. And if that wasn't enough, she became the first rookie in WNBA history to record 2 triple-doubles. Let's start with Victor Wembanyama, the San Antonio Spurs Rookie of the Year for the 2023-24 season. Despite his meteoric rise in the NBA, Wemby had nothing but praise for Caitlin Clark when she won the WNBA Rookie of the Year. In a powerful statement, Wembanyama said,
Victor, who's a WNBA player that inspires you, and what makes her stand out to you?
I think Caitlin Clark.
Finds Clark from the logo. Clark behind the back. Oh, it's Smith with the finish.
When she was in college, the only college player that I was really in awe of the game, you know.
Pulls it back, knocks it down.
I'm saying men and women's college basketball, she's probably the most impressive I've seen.
Clark, step back, hits a 3.
This wasn't just respect. It was an acknowledgement that Clark transcends gender boundaries, inspiring athletes across the board. Wembanyama's comment is a testament to her undeniable impact on the sport, reaching far beyond the WNBA. Then there's Luka Doncic, who took a more personal approach in welcoming Clark to the Rookie of the Year club. Luka, who won the NBA Rookie of the Year in 2018-19, knows what it's like to enter a professional league with high expectations and deliver. He sent Clark a heartfelt message saying,
Caitlin, congratulations on an amazing season. Rookie of the Year is a big honor. You deserve it. Congratulations.
Doncic, who averaged 21.2 points, 7.8 rebounds, and 6.0 assists in his rookie season, saw a bit of himself in Clark's rookie campaign. Both players came in as game changers and immediately left their mark. But while Luka had his doubters, it seems Clark's rise has been met with equal parts admiration and skepticism, especially from some corners of the WNBA. Clark's rookie stats, 19.2 points, 5.7 rebounds, and 8.4 assists per game, weren't just good, they were historic. She was an all-star in her debut season, a feat few have achieved. Just like Luka became a 5-time NBA All-Star by the age of 25, it's clear Clark is on a similar trajectory in the WNBA. When it comes to mentoring rookies, few can compare to Chris Paul, the point god himself. Paul took to Instagram to congratulate Caitlin Clark and offer her sage advice about preparing for the future. Having won NBA Rookie of the Year back in 2006, Paul knows the pressure that comes with being a standout rookie. And he acknowledged that Clark didn't just meet expectations, she blew them away. He emphasized the importance of strength training, knowing that every year the league gets tougher, both physically and mentally.
And your 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year is none other than Caitlin Clark. Caitlin, congrats. For you to do what you did this past season with all the crazy expectations you had coming out of college, you were better than advertised. Our friends over at State Farm asked if I would assist you in a few of the things that I learned coming from one Rookie of the Year to another, even though mine was 19 years ago. One of the biggest things after winning Rookie of the Year, because that's a big deal, first of all. That's a huge achievement and you should be proud. But going forward, I think the biggest thing I tried to focus on was getting stronger. I wanted to get stronger, I wanted to get faster, I wanted to be better on defense. But more than anything, I tell you, the biggest people that I leaned on was my family, my support system. That was always the group that kept me grounded. I would go back and hoop with all my homies that I played with in college and just try to remain a kid as long as I possibly could. What you did this past season was crazy. Most points by a rookie in WNBA history, most assists by a rookie in WNBA history, 3-time Eastern Conference Player of the Week, 4-time WNBA Rookie of the Month. I could go on and on, so shout out to you, Caitlin. It's been amazing to watch you hoop day in and day out, and not just to see the behind the back going left threes from deep, but more so just to see the passion and the joy that you play with and to see the way that you make your teammates better. So I just want to say congratulations.
Paul's endorsement wasn't just an acknowledgement of her talent, it was a passing of the torch, signaling that Clark is on her way to becoming a generational talent. However, Caitlin Clark's Rookie of the Year victory wasn't without its controversies. Shannon Sharpe, known for his candid takes, voiced his disbelief over the WNBA's voting process during his Club Shay Shay podcast. Clark was one vote shy of becoming the unanimous Rookie of the Year, as Chicago Sky's Angel Reese received a single vote. This kept Clark from becoming only the 5th player in WNBA history to earn a unanimous Rookie of the Year honor, and Sharp was quick to call it out.
I don't know how you come to the conclusion that she wasn't the unanimous MVP. She got a team into the playoffs when they hadn't been to the playoffs, I think, since 2016 or 2017. Led them in scoring. She led the rookies in scoring. She led them in assists. She averaged like 6 rebounds a game. She set records for scoring, rebound, assists. I mean, three-pointers.
He suggested that the lone vote against Clark was personal, likening it to the infamous Hall of Fame voter who left Ken Griffey Jr. off their ballot.
Who was the voter? Do you know? Anybody know?
Oh, it's going to get outed. They're going to find out.
Expressing his disbelief and frustration with the process. Sharp also highlighted the fact that Clark led the Fever to the playoffs for the first time since 2016, whereas Angel Reese's Chicago Sky didn't even qualify. Despite Reese averaging a double-double with 13.6 points and 13.1 rebounds per game, Sharp emphasized that Clark's contributions went beyond the stat sheet.
When they got eliminated from the playoffs, the attendance dropped, the ratings dropped. Now I wouldn't need to know because it's the old guard and it's this and it's that. So what's the reason now?
The ratings have dropped since Fever have been eliminated?
Yes. Look at the attendance when the Fever play your favorite team and look at the attendance when they don't. Only the aces sell out every game.
Sharp pointed out, referencing the historic crowds Clark drew and the viewership boost she provided during the playoffs. Clark isn't just a great player, she's a ticket seller, a ratings booster, and the kind of talent the WNBA needs to push the league forward. But not everyone in the basketball world is as sold on Clark's impact. While NBA stars like Wembanyama, Luka, and Chris Paul are showering her with praise, some WNBA veterans have been more critical. They've questioned her ability to transition from college dominance to professional success. Yet those doubts seem to be fading in the face of her immediate impact. Wembanyama weighed in on the criticism, stating, "It's easy to hate on someone who's changing the game, but Caitlyn's work speaks for itself. People doubted me because of my height, but I let my play do the talking. Caitlyn's doing the same thing." His words are a reflection of his own journey, but they ring true for Clark as well. Those who challenge the status quo will always face pushback. Luka Doncic chimed in with his own perspective. "Look, I had my doubters when I came into the NBA, but I've seen enough to know that if you have the skills, it's only a matter of time before people recognize." Luka's words carry weight because he's been there. He entered the NBA as a young player with a lot of hype and delivered on it. Clark's in a similar boat, and if her rookie season is any indication, it's only a matter of time before she silences her critics completely. Chris Paul, always the mentor, had perhaps the most poignant take. "It doesn't matter what league you're in, talent is talent. Caitlyn is already one of the most exciting players to watch, and she's just getting started. She's going to do big things in the WNBA." Paul's confidence in Clark speaks volumes about how NBA players view her potential. So while there may be some doubters, the NBA's biggest names are fully on board the Caitlyn Clark hype train. With endorsements from Wembanyama, Luka, and Chris Paul, there's no denying that Clark is destined for greatness in the WNBA. The real question is, how far can she go? Will she continue to shatter records and redefine what it means to be a WNBA star? One thing's for sure, Caitlyn Clark is just getting started, and the basketball world, from the NBA to the WNBA, is watching her every move. So what do you think? Will Caitlyn Clark's impact grow even more as she continues to dominate the WNBA? Will we see more NBA stars supporting her rise? Let us know in the comments below, and stay tuned. There's no telling what Caitlyn Clark will achieve next.